Welcome, everybody, to the Early Edge in 5, as always, powered by SportsLine. And we got to do this show. It's different from the AM show, right? It's the show that we do in a short amount of time. We'll see if I can actually accomplish that. We have an all-star cast, and it's actually kind of upgraded. So let's cut to the chase and get to the stars of the show. And I got to start with someone I have yet to work with. And I've seen her work, whether it's on Twitter or on this very show, The Early Edge. I've seen her a lot on Saturdays, but I'm very, very happy to see her today on a Monday. Mackenzie Brooks, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm excited for a 4 p.m. show. Some NBA playoffs. That's my bread and butter. So excited to be here.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the NBA playoffs because the Early Edge in 5, we are going to have a ton of NBA playoff stuff. And we've mixed in a little bit, thanks to EC, a little bit of baseball. So looking forward to getting to that. And EC, I'll drop in on you right now. I see the Phoenix Suns logo behind you. I'm wondering, A, how you're doing, and B, feeling confident at all about the Phoenix Suns?
Well, Counselor, first of all, congratulations on your 75-1 hit that knocked off my Xander Schauffele 14-1 hit. That was painful. So I'm not as good as I could be today, but behind me, that helps. Not the best background, but you guys remember the blanket. It was good luck, and we had to bring it back. So I'm pretty happy about what we saw there. And I don't know if the Suns win the series, but I do think it goes 7 games.
Well, I can tell you, I know if the Suns are going to win the series, and they're not going to, and I don't think it's going to go 7 games. So there you have it, EC.
They are not losing the next 2. They're not losing the next 2.
We'll see. I think they're definitely losing the next one. And if you're a member of SportsLine, you can check in there because I have a pick there. PropStars has a pick there. We put it in last night because we liked it so much. Jason Spector, our data scientist, how are you doing today?
I'm doing back after a 3-show hiatus, going to New York City, had to do some presentations. I am back. Did I wear purple today to support EC's Suns? Of course, he supports my Warriors. I'll support his Suns. But I don't even know if they are the Suns. They're really just the Booker KD, and that's about it. Landry Shamet did a great job. But other than that, we're having a good time. More playoff basketball to come tonight. My Warriors need to pull through.
You got to be nervous tonight.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're not wearing purple for the Suns. You're wearing it because it's like close to Warriors color. Come on, don't lie to everybody.
I gotta support your Suns. Come on, you support my Warriors. I support your Suns back.
You're wearing Lakers colors. Let's be honest.
No, you don't. It's all Warriors with a little bit of Kobe. We're just gonna.
Mikey B, we know you've got a Lakers play and another play in the earlier game tonight. How you feeling just in general about the NBA slate tonight? To me, is it the Knicks Heat that's more exciting to you, or is it that Lakers Warriors series that most people think is the more exciting matchup tonight?
Yeah, that's definitely the most exciting matchup, but I can't get enough of playoff Jimmy buckets. I love watching those grind them out Heat Knicks games. Can't wait to see Jimmy with another big game tonight.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see Jimmy tonight. Okay, listen, we've got 4 analysts, which means we got to roll through this thing. This is called the Early Edge in 5. We're going to try to make it like the Early Edge in like 14-ish, most likely, but that's even going to be a task. Let's get it rolling right now. EC, I'm going to start with you. It's pretty cool because you've got some baseball mixed in here, which I absolutely love, and some hockey too. Oh boy, talk to us.
Yeah, we're avoiding the NBA tonight, Counselor. At least I am. We had a good run on Friday, hitting that parlay, going 3-0, so that was nice. Let's go back to baseball. We went 2-0 on Friday. Start with the 2 plays in the D-backs game. Diamondbacks Marlins. Christian Walker over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs at -135. 1 for 2 lifetime against Braxton Garrett. Yeah, that's great and all, but he's over this number in 7 of his last 8. He has 2 or more hits in 6 of his last 7. And listen to this: in 5 games in May, he's hitting .435 with 4 homers, 7 RBIs, and 8 runs. If that continues, we're going to hit this in like the 3rd inning. So no worries here. Let's just hope it keeps up. No, I don't have a date tonight. So I know some of you are going to ask, no, that's not a thing. But let's hope we can continue hitting these plays. But let's stay in that game. Zach Gallen to record a win is +110. In 3 starts at home, he's 3-0, and his ERA is 0. He's pitched 20 1/3 innings at home, 9 hits, 1 walk. Get this, 34 strikeouts. Oh, by the way, he used to be a member of the Marlins. So it's kind of a revenge on them for trading him. And another aside, Braxton Garrett, the opposing starter tonight, gave up 11 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings in his last start. not so good. Diamondbacks playing good ball right now. Zach Gallen amazing at home, and we're getting plus money for him to get a win. I love that. And let's go to the NHL, and the guy who is probably scoring more than anybody in the league right now is Leon Draisaitl, who is the second leading scorer in the regular season. His over 1.5 points tonight is minus 125. So he's played 6 games against Vegas this year. He has 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 points. So he scored at least 2 in every game is basically what I'm trying to say. So that's a pretty good bet, and you're getting minus 125. And then, Counselor, here's one for you. This is the useless fact of the day. You're not going to get anything more useless out of any of these guys. I can promise you that. Last year's second-round series against Calgary, Draisaitl, Edmonton lost the first game. Draisaitl these were his point totals in that series, 3-3, 4-3-4. He has multiple points in the second round, I guess in every game of the second round. Told you, meaningless stat, means nothing, but he's dominated Vegas this year. We know he likes to have multiple points in games. I expect it to happen tonight in Edmonton.
Love it. I love all of those plays, particularly the ones related to the Arizona Diamondbacks, EC. I think Christian Walker's getting hot at the right time. And Zach Gallen, and I've said this a couple times on the early edge, I think Zach Gallen is Cy Young worthy, and we might find that out this year. So I actually think that's a really creative way that you found a Zach Gallen play, because obviously if you're just taking the Diamondbacks, the juice is a lot different than plus 110. Jason, I'm going to move right to you, and I absolutely love your pick. Before you even mention it, I had this 2 games ago, in game 2, I should say, and it was 22.5. And so it looks like you found a lot of great, and that came in, by the way. It looks like you got a really good player prop here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to go, no surprise, to my Warriors. Klay Thompson over 21.5 at minus 106. SportsLine AI is predicting him to have 24 points. In the first 2 games against the Lakers, he had 25 and 30 points in those games, and his line was 23.5 on those games. So he has one poor game of 15 points, and now we're going to drop down to 21.5. It's a great discount here. We all know Klay has plenty of motivation against the Lakers. He's made that completely public. And when Klay plays well, the Warriors win games. When he goes over this line currently, they win 63% of their games. If he catches fire and has over 30 or he has 30 or more points, they win 83% of their games. So the strategy here tonight for the Warriors, get Klay Thompson the ball, make him catch fire, they win the game. That's why we're going Klay Thompson over 21.5 points.
Again, love the play. Love everybody in the chat. Super active. If you haven't already, and I say this for this show, but also the early edge at 10 in the morning, you guys got to hit the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. We had almost 1,000 people watching this morning. I'm pretty sure we only had like 210, 220 likes. So not satisfactory. So hit the like button now to make up for it on a Monday. Mikey B, you've got a couple of plays that I want to hear. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's go back to the NBA. 2 player props. First, we'll go to that Knicks Heat game. We'll do Josh Hart over 19.5 points and rebounds at minus 123. Now, outside of Bam Adebayo, the Heat don't exactly have a lot of size. Kevin Love, he operates a lot on the perimeter. Hart's an excellent rebounder. He's grabbed at least 8 rebounds in all 3 games of the series. He's had double-doubles in both of the last 2. He had at least 25 combined points and rebounds in those 2 games. He's playing a ton. The Knicks need to win this game to even up the series. Josh Hart over 19.5 points and rebounds. And then we'll go to the Lakers-Warrior game. Sorry, Specty, I'm going to go on the Lakers side of one. We'll do D'Angelo Russell over 16.5 points at minus 111 on FanDuel. He caught fire early in game 3. We actually played that on the site at 15.5 points. He hit the over on that in the first half. He had 21 points total in that game. He only played 29 minutes because of the blowout score. All 4 Lakers home games this playoff run, he has had at least 17 points. I think this game will be much closer with the Warriors knowing they need to win this. So Russell should play plenty enough to hit the over 16.5 points.
Love it. Love both of these plays. I am so intrigued, especially by this first game. I thought the spread in that Miami Heat New York Knicks game was going to open a little bit shorter, to be honest with you. And Mackenzie, I noticed you have, and by shorter, I mean longer. I thought the Miami Heat would be favored by a little bit more than 4. It jumped up to 4.5, which makes sense. I honestly thought that thing would open up at like 5 or so. And I wonder if it has something to do with the idea that Jimmy B might not be 100% healthy. But on the other side of it, Mackenzie, there's a couple of Knicks that are going to need, or at least one that you have here, that is going to need to contribute for the Knicks to have really any shot whatsoever. So it looks like you have a fade and a follow here. So let's talk about your 2 player props in this Knicks Heat game.
Yeah, I'm putting two players against each other here on the same team, but like you said, one player who has to step up if they want any shot tonight is Jalen Brunson. I'm taking him over 29.5 points and rebounds because honestly, he really doesn't have any other choice. Emmanuel Quickly's out. He has plenty of time on the court tonight. He really won't see the bench. And he's hit this in 2 of the 3 games this series. And the one time he didn't was game 3. And whoever watched that understands how terrible the shooting was on both sides of the ball. So I really want to take that out of the equation, but we focus on those 2 games that he did hit this prop. And I'm confident he hits the boards. He's been sneaky on the boards. He's hit his rebounds over in 7 of his last 7 games. He's hit over 4.5 in 4 of his last 5 games. So I think he'll be able to put the boards up where he needs to. I think there's going to be a lot of production from him all over the court tonight. But with that said, I'm taking Quentin Grimes under 9.5 points and rebounds. Hard to find. I have it on BetMGM, even odds. He hasn't hit this once this series. In fact, he hasn't hit it in his last 5 games. His minutes are kind of all over the place, and I don't think he's made a really good case for himself to really get any more. Our Sims have him at 5.7 points and rebounds. And in a must-win game, I think for the starters, obviously that gives him a lot of minutes, but I just don't think he's made a case for himself to be a big part of this win or this cover, even if they pull it off.
Let me ask you, because I'm just curious, Mackenzie, do you think they will pull off the win or the cover? And I'm referring to the New York Knicks.
I think they cover the 4.5.
All right. Looks like Mackenzie and I have a showdown. No, I'm kidding. We don't have a showdown, but I do have. I will say this: I do have a play on the Miami Heat. I put it up on SportsLine this morning and gave it out this morning. Listen, that one could go either way. If the Knicks show up, they certainly, Mackenzie, they could cover that 4.5 point spread. EC, it looks like you have something to say before we close shop here.
Yeah. So you're fading Phoenix the next 2 games already. You've decided this.
No, I haven't, because I got to see how the next game plays out. But I'm certainly fading Phoenix next game. And honestly, I think they could have lost both games at home, which is pretty telling given they got a lot of home team calls and they're really only getting production out of 2 guys plus Landry Shamet. That's not happening again. If you've watched Landry Shamet his whole career, he's not going to knock down those 3-pointers like he did. It's just not going to happen.
He's not hitting 4 threes.
Production's coming from those 2 guys only.
He's not hitting 4 threes in the fourth quarter. That's what we expect from Landry Shamet. Did he even have 12 points in any game the whole year before that?
Probably not, because he doesn't get minutes. Now he gets minutes because they're so depleted because they gave away their entire bench for Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant doesn't look like the same Kevin Durant. It's a lot easier when you have you're flanked by a bunch of superstars. He's not flanked by a bunch of superstars, just one in Devin Booker, no CP3. It's a bad situation for the Suns, in my opinion.
It is, and it's either relying on 2 guys to score. But all I want is the Warriors to play the Suns in the Western Conference Finals, just so Spector and I can have like the ultimate showdown. That's all I'm hoping for.
Oh, all series long, you and I would be going at it if we
every day. Yep.
That would be elite early edge TV for sure. Let's bring up the graphic screen just so we can see where these picks are. EC, Christian Walker over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -135. Zach Gallen to get a win. Again, interesting bet, and it's the way to play the Zach Gallen bet. It's Zach Gallen to get a win at +110. Draisaitl over 1.5 points at -125. Then we move to Jason Spector. Klay Thompson over 21.5 points at -106. Mikey B, Josh Hart over 19.5 points and rebounds at -123. D'Angelo Russell over 16.5 points, -111. And Mackenzie Brooks, Jalen Brunson over 29.5 points and rebounds at -110. And Quentin Grimes under 9.5 points and rebounds at +100. Well, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you in the chat. Rebecca, if you're in here, I know you were in here earlier. Happy birthday again to you. We've got Mike McClure in the chat. So if you have a question, you got 30 seconds to ask it. So appreciate him being in here. But there's only one thing left to do. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For Mikey B, for Mackenzie Brooks, for Jason Spector, and of course, for EC and Jake the Snake on the 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. I am the counselor, and we rest our case here on the Early Edge in 5.